Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. The 2020 District 22 Council meeting will come to order. I'm Stephanie Schrader, your District Director and Presiding Officer for this meeting. Welcome, club officers and district staff, members and guests. Thank you for taking time out of your evening to fulfill your responsibilities as District Council members. Thank you for serving your members and your clubs. Twice a year, you're invited to participate in the business meeting that determine the path that the district will take for the coming year. Your vote and your participation in this meeting are very important. For the enjoyment of all, please keep your microphones on mute until you are ready to speak. This will reduce the background noise for today's meeting. Only voting delegates may participate in discussion. When you have questions, please type your name and club number into the chat and wait to be acknowledged. As we go forward in our roles this year, it is vitally important that we keep the district mission in mind with everything we do. This includes the work that we do during the district council meeting. The district mission is to build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Each of us has a responsibility in helping to meet the district mission. To have a healthy district, we have to have thriving clubs with members that are engaged, educated, and excited about their membership. Through this pandemic, we have focused on helping you to get your clubs online to be able to continue to meet virtually, providing educational opportunities and videos to assist with this transition. Thank you to those that have helped with that effort. I personally have been able to join many meetings that otherwise I would not have been able to attend. We will come out of this stronger, more resilient, and better than we were before. I have a treat for you this evening. We have the 3 Region 4 International Director candidates here this evening to introduce themselves to you. Each speaker will be allocated up to 2 minutes to speak. They will be introduced alphabetically by last name. Please help me welcome Region 4 International Director candidate, Rob Christensen.
Okay, did the unmuting work? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much. Fellow members of District 22, we knew this year would be one of change, but we could never have predicted how much change was to come. On top of the expected changes, nearly all the clubs are gathering online, district meetings are morphing into events just like this, and our contest process has completely changed. It's a lot. These changes require us to adapt, both as individuals and as an organization. To evolve our new normal in these unprecedented times, we need you, your ideas, your solutions. I'm running for International Director to serve and listen to our members worldwide, to serve and listen to members like you, fellow members of District 22. For 22 years, I served in the United States Air Force, implementing the needs and ideas of our servicemen and women through senior leadership. And as a Toastmaster since 2005, I've served as your District Director, 4 years as Chief Ambassador, and 2 years as Region Advisor, again, working to implement the needs and ideas of our members. To help me serve you and implement your needs and ideas, I ask for your help. Please visit my website, robforid.org, and click in the upper right-hand corner on the contact link. Tell me what's going well, what needs to be improved, and ask any questions you may have. By doing that, you'll better help me be prepared to serve you and your needs. And second, so that I may bring my dedication to service to our board of directors, when you assign your club proxy, I ask for you to vote for Rob Christensen, International Director from Region 4. Madam District Director.
Christensen, best of luck in the August election. Please help me welcome Region 4 International Director Candidate Harold Osmondson.
Hopefully you can see me right. Is that correct?
Just a moment. Let me.
Okay.
Where did you go?
We can see you, Harold.
Yeah, that's great. I hope I look okay. Still working on that. Madam District Director, fellow Toastmasters and leaders. First, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight and the opportunity to share a message. And more than anything, I wish you and your family just great health during these times. To each candidate that's standing for district office, congratulations just for stepping up. I hope you're proud just for that. And regardless of election results tonight, keep your spirit and never give up. My message tonight is basically on these times that we're living in right now. You might wonder whether you're finishing your term or you're about to start a term, how can you be successful? Because things right now are pretty uncertain. And I'll just share 3 things. Put people first, and we'll be remembered for doing that. Listen, understand, and serve others and their needs. And just keep doing that one member at a time. No matter what our role is, no matter what the times are, we can be proud of doing that, and they're within our control. And that's what I want for you. That'll lead to success in your club and in your district. A great experience for each member, a great leadership development experience, the best we can do for each leader. And that's what I want for you. My name is Harold Osmondson, and my goal is to make things as good as we can for you. And the best way I can do that is by serving on your board. When August comes, if you feel that I'm right for the role, I'd love and be honored with your vote. Until then, I hope we get a chance to talk. So please visit my website, haroldforid.com, and contact me so we can set up a time to talk. I want to hear about what's important to you and how we can serve you better. Until then, thanks again for the opportunity. Please stay positive and stay healthy. Madam District Director.
Thank you, Candidate Osmondson. Best of luck in the August election. Please help me welcome Region 4 International Director Candidate Linda Ree.
Thank you. Ralph Smedley shared that while most of us may have entered Toastmasters to learn to make speeches, that benefit but is the beginning of the good which may come to us and the good we may do for others. Today we are seeing that benefit in so many ways as we connect, communicate, and celebrate all that is good in our Toastmaster community. Leaders just like you all around the world adapted quickly during the pandemic to keep your members connected. That gives us so much hope for always being able to bring about effective communicators and leaders through our program. We find this a perfect time to actually share how great it is to be in our community. I have found that if by selling ourselves out in social media as the community that keeps you connected to the people out there that are looking for a place to be connected is a great way to build our membership base. We continue to communicate that message as we send that out through social media. So excited when we celebrate a new member who is giving their first speech and grow in confidence in every speech after that, or the new leader who steps up for the first time and is excited to be a leader when no one ever asked them to do something like that before. Let's continue to celebrate all those achievements of our Toastmaster members on each one of their path. Members are the heart of Toastmasters. By continuing to serve you in the role of Region 4 International Director, I look forward to being able to listen to your hopes and your concerns to help along the way as you lead your districts, and to contribute my coaching, my financial, and my strategic planning.
Time's up.
Thank you, Candidate Reed. Best of luck in the August election. If I could remind the participants in the meeting, please keep yourself on mute while we're having other people speak. Thank you. We'll move into the business part of the meeting. You received an agenda through the email and also on the district website. Without objection, the agenda is adopted. Without objection, the agenda is adopted. Let me introduce to you the meeting officials for this evening's meeting. Timer number 1, Persuasive Influence Level 3, Reed Porter from Tower Talkers Club number 392. Timer number 2, Distinguished Toastmaster Barb Grenade from Tower Talkers Club number 392. We have 2 technology assistants this evening. The first is Effective Coaching Level 4, Terry Ann Porter from Tower Talkers Club number 392. Our other assistant is Distinguished Toastmaster Samantha Cook from Articulators Club number 9953. Our election assistants this evening are Engaging Humor Level 2, Dan Jarman from Building Speakers Club number 3785. And Distinguished Toastmaster Darren Yarborough from Springfield Toastmasters Club number 527. Our Credentials Committee Chair is Distinguished Toastmaster Al Voorhees from Masters Club number 8825. Our Credentials Committee Member, Distinguished Toastmaster Annette Rudy from Masters Club number 8825. The District Leadership Chair, Distinguished Toastmaster David Whitner from Promo Club number 961002. Our District Realignment Chair, Distinguished Toastmaster Clarice Maceberg from Groover Labs, Club number 6297. Our Audit Committee Chair, Distinguished Toastmaster David Whitner from Promo, Club number 961002. And finally, our Parliamentarian, Distinguished Toastmaster Terry Burns from Speaking Eagles, Club number 107932. Now, we will explain the voting procedures and election rules for the meeting. Please welcome Election Assistant Engaging Humor Level 2, Dan Jarman, to explain those to us.
Thank you, District Director Schrader. Tonight, we will be voting via a system called Election Buddy. We're doing that because obviously we cannot meet in person, and we need a system that we can have that has integrity, security, and handles voting the way we need to. Due to the way it's set up, you should have received just moments ago or will soon an email that will contain a link for you to fill out your ballot. If you are a club president or VP of education for an active club and you're a paid member of that club, you will get a vote. You'll have up to 2 votes for clubs. If you're a member of the DEC, you will have 1 vote for that. The instruction email you will get will show the weight of your vote. Once you get into the link, it will have the information you need for the ballot. It will show the candidates that are available. It will show that you have 1 vote available. That 1 vote you have has the weight indicated in that email. Once you fill that out, make sure you go through and click until it shows you that you've submitted your ballot. It will send you a receipt. One thing to note is because the way this is set up, you already have the link, but please wait until District Director Schrader calls for you to use that link and cast your vote. That will happen after the candidates have had a chance to give their presentations. That is all I have. Back to District Director Schrader.
Thank you, Dan, for those instructions. Please join me in welcoming District Distinguished Toastmaster Annette Rudy to present the Credentials Committee report. Have you unmuted yourself, Annette?
I have unmuted her. She keeps muting herself back. You are unmuted, Annette.
That was tricky. Okay. All right. Thank you, District Director Stephanie Schrader. There are 81 eligible clubs in District 22. Each club receives 2 votes, one for the club president and one for the vice president education. To achieve a quorum, 1/3 of these presidents and vice presidents education of eligible clubs must be present or registered, which is, and that number is 54. That is the number that is registered. I'm sorry, that's the number of clubs that must be represented for a quorum. There are 76 club presidents and vice presidents of education registered today. As such, we have achieved a quorum. There are 32 district executive committee members represented. The district executive committee members do not count towards achieving that quorum, but they do have a vote. The total ballots available are 108. If everyone votes, a simple majority would be 55. A 2/3 vote will be 72. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette Rudy, and members of the Credentials Committee. Are there any questions on the Credentials report? If so, please type your name and club number into the chat and wait to be acknowledged.
I see a Marion Wimberly, 2301.
Marion, do you have a question?
Do you want it by chat or do you want Marion unmuted?
Unmute him, please.
You are unmuted.
Marion, did you have a question?
No, I do not.
Thank you. Does anybody else have a question? Without objection, the Credentials report will be adopted as presented. If there are objections, please use the chat feature and state your name and club name or number. There being no objections, the Credentials report is adopted as presented. Thank you, Annette. The next order of business is adoption of the special rules of order. The chair recognizes District Parliamentarian Terry Burns.
Terry, you are unmuted.
Terry, do you have the 5 special rules?
I don't see any activity coming from over there. Terry Burns, you are unmuted. We're ready for you. We cannot hear you.
Technology is wonderful. Terry Ann, did I send that document to you with the others?
Which document is that?
The special rules of order?
Yes, I have that.
Can you pull that up, please? So we'll go through these together. So standing rule 1 is that these standing rules apply for this session named Toastmasters District 22 District Council Spring 2020 session. Standing rule number 2, limit debate. Speaking in debate on any topic is limited to 2-minute time and 1 speech per topic per person. Holding additional votes does not grant more speaking time. Total debate on any main motion is limited to a total of 10 minutes. When the time has expired, the main motion and all pending motions are called. Standing rule 3, voting. Any voice vote or rising vote that shows opposition will automatically be taken as a ballot vote. Standing rule 4, committee to review and approve the minutes. A committee to review and approve the minutes will be established. The committee will consist of the district administrative manager and 1 representative from each division, who all must have been present the entire meeting. The committee must complete its work within 15 days of the closure of the meeting. Standing rule 5, guests. Guests are allowed in the meeting room, but are not permitted to address the assembly unless approved by the assembly. If the assembly desires, a majority vote may clear the hall of non-members for any reason. That's all. Terry Ann, you can close that up. I move that the following 5 special rules of order be adopted for this session. Is there a second? Please unmute your microphone and say second. I see a second from Rick Chandler. It has been moved and seconded to adopt 5 special rules of order. Without objection, this will be adopted by unanimous consent. If you have objections, please use the chat feature to state your name and club name or number and wait for recognition.
Stephanie, we just had a question unrelated to this, but the YouTube streaming, they are working on the issue. There is some technical difficulties, so just want to make sure folks were aware of that.
Thank you, Samantha.
Yeah.
Hearing no objections, the special rules of order are adopted and shall govern the rest of this session where applicable. A copy of the minutes of the District Council meeting from September 18th were made available on the District 22 website for your review. Please join me in welcoming Administration Manager Terry Ann Porter to present the findings of the Minutes Committee report.
The meetings of the September District Council meeting have been reviewed by the committee. They have been approved and are asked to be approved by this council meeting. I move that the minutes be approved by this council meeting.
I will second it. Barb Grenade.
Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Terry Ann. Without objection, the minutes of the September District Council meeting will be approved as posted on the district website. If there are objections, please use the chat feature, state your name and club name or number, and wait to be recognized. Hearing no objections, the minutes of the September 18th, 2019 District Council meeting are adopted. Please help me in welcoming District Realignment Chair Clarice Maceberg to present the District Realignment Report. And Terry Ann, if you could pull that report up, please.
I believe it's this one. Here it is. Okay. Oh, just a minute. Clarice.
Thank you, Terry Ann. I think I'm unmuted now.
You're unmuted, yes. Sorry about
Perfect.
that.
Thank you. I would like to be brief in going over the alignment report because I know that we're pressed for time. It was available on the district website, so you can refer to it there. And then it's also here on the screen. The main thing on the report that I would like to call your attention to is the change in division boundaries for the upcoming year. And you can see that on page 4, if you would scroll down a little bit to that, Terry Ann.
2, 3, 4.
Yes, the maps. So the top one here, this is our current boundaries within District 22. And then the map directly below it is the proposed boundaries from the realignment committee. You will notice that the change here is the removal, excuse me. You will notice that the change here is the removal of Division E. The remaining clubs have been dispersed among the remaining divisions to take us from 7 divisions to 6. As you all know, this has been a difficult year in terms of losing some clubs, and with the current circumstances, it could continue to be a difficult year this coming year. The alignment committee did not feel that the district could sustain 7 divisions under the current circumstances, so hence the proposal to reduce to 6 divisions. If you refer to the next few pages of the report, you can see specifically what clubs have been moved around in the alignment and what the changes were. This next part is just a description of the boundaries, but then the page below that is here we go, the summary of changes. So this is probably the part of interest to most of you if you want to review that and see what specific clubs have changed. The District Realignment Committee moves the adoption of the realignment report as posted on the district website.
Thank you, Clarice, and your committee members. Your members were Maslin Prosper Mayberry, Cindy Theory, Bryson Mace, Andre Red, Rick Chandler, Dan Arbuckle, and Darren Yarbrough. Unless there are objections, the realignment proposal will be adopted as posted. Please enter your objections in the chat with your name and club. Hearing no objections, the realignment proposal is adopted as posted and will take effect July 1st, 2020, after approval by Toastmasters International. We will next go over the district procedures and best practices. Please join me in welcoming Al Voorhees to present the district procedures and best practices report. And Terry Ann, if you could pull that report up, please. One moment while Terry Ann gets that report available.
I don't know if I have that one. There it is.
I can share that report if you don't have it, Terry Ann.
I will allow you to do that
Okay.
if you've got it.
It says I can't share while other is sharing.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's try this. Okay, thank you very much, Madam Chair. I guess I'm authorized to go ahead here.
Yes, Al, please go.
Yes, we reviewed the District 22 Procedures and Best Practices Manual, incorporating some of the requests or the requests of the district, as well as a few that our committee generated. We covered changes in 6 different paragraphs of the document. I'll begin with the first appearing in the document and then move toward the end of the document. So our first change is on paragraph, or rather section 5-2, district mileage guidelines on page 5. So I'll just flip through to page 5. And you see there in V-2 or 5-2, the district mileage guidelines were changed from what they were before to 14 cents per mile to conform to Toastmasters International Policy 8.3. So basically, we're just conforming as requested by Toastmasters International. The second change is on Best Practice -1 on the next page. And Best Practice -1 is District 22 recognition. The title was changed slightly to accommodate 2 sections for this best practice. A, annual programs. So we moved the annual programs into that paragraph. We went to paragraph B so we could list other programs. And this was desired by the district to include a recognition, possible recognition of district chairpersons as noted, such as TLI chair, conference chair, symposium chair, and training chair. And then other existing awards were put in that other category as well. In Best Practice -2, this was the big one where, since we have only 1 district conference per year, the rotation of conferences between divisions was felt to be a little bit tedious and cumbersome and difficult to manage, perhaps. And it boiled down to our consideration that possibly the best thing we could say about it is that this location should be chosen in order to achieve the most important thing, and that is a quorum for the business meeting. So we decided to delete all the requirements there and basically boil it down to a consideration of the quorum being necessary, and we made a statement there at the end of the paragraph saying the conference chair and other key conference personnel should reside where they can effectively carry out their conference duties. So it's very general, and it's designed to be very accommodating of any concerns or any people that want to be involved in this conference and coordinating it, as well as making sure that we get a quorum. So let's see, what else do we have here? The next one, oh yeah, we have one further paragraph in this operations paragraph, BP-2 district operations, and that is the training of club associated appointments. Toastmasters accepting appointments as demo meeting coordinator, club coach, club sponsor, or club mentor should be provided with immediate initial training by the district online video or podcasts. This change is really a change. It's not a best practice, but it's one we'd like to incorporate because it's been a very difficult thing to try to estimate or determine ahead of time who's going to be a demo meeting coordinator or club coach or club sponsor, etc. So that in this case, once the person is selected, they can get immediate online training, and we're really in real good shape on training. So that we want to have as a best practice. Then best practice -3, assistants and committees. Club extension and club retention is the first one. The club growth director may ask for assistance with club extension by filling the position of assistant club growth director, club extension. And similarly with club growth director, club retention. This basically only changes the title of the person. For club extension and club retention, that we've always had people serving in these categories, but properly in order to conform to district governing documents by Toastmasters International, they should be put in the purview of the club growth director and not listed as an outside chair position or semi-officer position or whatever they were before, but they now fall under the club growth director. So it's a kind of a change in title, but also of oversight. Similarly, the club coach chair down below was changed in a like fashion. In other words, that position is now under the club growth director. And that club growth director is now required to specify the duties of that office. So that's BP 3. BP 4 is the next one, contests. And this one is very simple. The Spirit Prize was deleted, and this was due to lack of use, basically, and that was due to complications in keeping track of this Spirit Prize metrics and what they were, and varying metrics that different organizations, districts, areas would use, clubs would use, etc. So the person even that promoted this initially decided it was really not something that was expediting and profiting us at all, so it was deleted. And finally, finances. We can look at the last page of the best practices, and you see that there we made a change for the division contest and allowed the top 3 to have room paid as well as travel, but have room allowances available for the top 3, because it's real important when your district director or personnel are in Kansas City that they be able to visit Wichita, say, or Springfield, or if the personnel are in Springfield, that they can visit Wichita and represent the district and be present when that district or division contest is run. We feel that was an important promotional event for the district, that they should be there and represent the district. So that was changed. And then down at the bottom, a simple typo was basically fixed, where we substituted coach fair for coast fair in note 4 there. So I'd like to thank the committee that helped us with all the the revisions here in the best practices, and we should be a better district moving forward. Thank you.
Al, would you like to ask that the committee recommendation for this? Do you have that information? If not, I can say it for you.
Oh, you can say that if you like. I thought you were going to.
I know. I was going to give you the opportunity, Al.
Okay, that's all right.
So the Procedures and Best Practices Committee recommends that this report be adopted as posted on the District 22 website. Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
Thank you and your committee members, who are Andre Red, Annette Rudy, David Whitner, Clarice Maceberg, and Kaynaz Firuzabadi. Unless there are objections, the Procedures and Best Practices proposal will be adopted as posted. If there are objections, please enter your objections in the chat with your name and club.
We do have Bryce from 8591 who needs a clarification.
And what is that clarification?
Just a moment. I don't see the name Bryce on the participants. Who is asking?
Aaron Bryce?
Oh, Darren Bryce, I apologize.
Karen.
Karen, I'm sorry, I'm hearing wrong. JK.
Just a minute, Karen, and we'll get you.
Karen, you are
voice.
unmuted.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. There was a section where the the club coach, the club mentors, et cetera, were to be trained via a podcast. There was a section in there that I didn't understand the second sentence in there that said something about verification of the training. That I didn't quite understand that last statement in that paragraph.
Al, can you address that?
There was something saying there didn't need to be verified or some verbiage and such like that, and then it followed up with something that said something about if verification was needed, it would be done by questions.
Yes, we gave the option of verification to whoever was district director or in charge of that facility. They can have the training verified if they wish or not. It's basically up to them, and that would be primarily the club growth director would be in charge of implementing those trainings. And so I think it's up to them. If you want verification, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay too, but they have the training available to them.
Okay, so it's not required by anybody to verify that they did it right now unless somebody, club growth director, I'm sorry, I couldn't remember which one you told me.
Yes, that's right. But these are best practices. These aren't requirements. So,
oh, okay.
You know, it's not in our purview to make requirements here.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Karen.
Uh-huh.
If there are objections, please enter your objections in the chat with your name and club name. Hearing no objections, the procedures and best practices proposal is adopted as posted and will take effect July 1st, 2020. The draft of this proposal was approved previously by Toastmasters International. Our next business item is the Audit Committee report. Please help me in welcoming Audit Committee Chair David Whitner to present the mid-year audit report.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster District Director Schrader. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I had the honor of serving the committee chair as the committee chair for the mid-year audit. Tremendous thanks to April Hendrickson and Scott Spilkey for serving on the committee, and immeasurable gratitude to Kim Myers for her support in advising the committee. The committee met at the end of January, and the completed audit was accepted by Toastmasters International on February 26th. On the whole, District 22 has managed its finances well. Our district leaders and officers have been prompt and efficient in the submission of their receipts. As a result, the audit committee had to meet fewer than 3 times, no fewer than 3 times, and to review the materials and reconcile the expenditures. In the end, only 2 discrepancies emerged, requiring a call to Toastmasters International. One of the discrepancies was a data entry error in the Toastmasters International system. Although we tracked well in maintaining our membership revenue projections in the first half of the year, up to 98%, we faced some setbacks. In years past, we would have expected some normal revenue from the fall conference. A gift basket fundraiser generated a fraction of the expected income. The invitation to Aaron Beverly to appear at the December TLI was extended after the district budget had already been established. Although a great investment for our members, this required the district to draw from other areas of the budget. The following suggestions to Toastmasters International accompanied the completed audit. Consider installing a link from the Toastmasters International website to the Concur financial management system. Offer live or pre-recorded webinars for the audit team members on the process. More correspondence directly from Toastmasters International to the audit chair. Further clarification on the significance of capitalized names in the Concur financial management system. These appear to be payments comprising multiple receipts. Clarified protocol on recurring budgeted item expenses, for example, storage rental, Zoom meeting fees, constant contact, equipment rental, meetup accounts. Again, many thanks to our committee, our district leaders and officers, and the staff of Toastmasters International for their support in this process. Madam District Director, the Audit Committee recommends this for your adoption.
David? Unless there are objections to the audit report, it will be adopted as presented. If there are objections, please use the chat feature, state your name, club number, or club name, and wait to be recognized. Hearing no objections, the audit report is approved as presented. We now have additional reports that will be given that do not require adoption. Please join me in welcoming District Finance Manager Darren Yarborough to present the profit and loss report.
All right, am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. And could you please pull up the profit and loss slide?
Is that the one you wanted? Okay.
Yes, that's it. Fantastic. Thank you very much. All right, fellow Toastmasters, may I direct your attention to the profit and loss statement for the 2019-2020 Toastmasters year through the end of April 30th. Those numbers that we'll be looking at will be located on the right half of the page. First, let's take a quick look at the revenue that we generated so far this year. A few items of particular note are the membership revenues. As you can imagine, this membership renewal period has been a little different than most. We've had some financial hardships, and actually the physical distancing have delayed timely payment processing since many clubs weren't able to meet in person and able to hand over payments. Still, District 22 has collected 90% of the expected dues by April 30th and should reach 100% fairly soon. Also, you'll notice that the conference revenue was simply not there because we didn't have the conference. We have refunded all of the registrations that were paid earlier. Next item to look at is fundraising revenue. You'll notice also that there's a larger amount under the other revenue. We had several sources of income like the gift basket auctions, and some of those items were put back into the budget, and they were mixed back and forth between other revenue and the conference and the fundraising revenue, so that if you took a look at those numbers together, they match very well. Moving on down from revenue, let's take a quick look at expenses. As mentioned before, we did not have our conference. However, there were a couple of expenditures that still go into the conference bucket. We had a reservation amount for the Oriad Hotel, which they have kept and rolled over to reserve a place for us for 2021, the conference in the spring of 2021. Also, we had purchased a Communication and Leadership Award trophy, which we will actually be presenting to the recipient at a later date. TLI expenses, since our summer TLI events will be virtual because of the COVID pandemic, we will not be needing to spend as much on those events, and so we've saved some money there. Also, marketing expenses are a little lower since several open house events had to be postponed or moved online. And travel expenses were much less than previous years for two reasons. Obviously, in the springtime, there wasn't as much travel. And also, we had lower mileage reimbursements because we actually budgeted for the larger amount, and then the amount of mileage reimbursement. Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you very much. The balance amounts: district reserve, $33,730.94. UMB bank balance, $3,033.36. And Madam Chair, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren, for that report.
Madam Chair, we do have a question in the chat about, is it possible to see the last report that David Whitner just presented, or will this be on the district website? And that would be the audit committee report.
David, do you have an official report that you can provide that we can put on the district website?
Certainly, I will get that submitted to the district team shortly, so that can be shared on the website. Thank you.
And for the Toastmaster that asked that question, there's your answer. It will be there soon. Our next report, please join me in welcoming Program Quality Director Joanne Monroe to present the Program Quality Director Report.
Thank you, District Director Schrader. As we know, 2020 has proven to be a big challenge when it comes to planning and executing district events due to the COVID-19 and social distancing, but we didn't let it knock us down. When we made the decision to move forward with holding our international contests virtually, we had to quickly learn the logistics of Zoom to ensure that each contest flowed smoothly. I appreciate all our members that stepped up to learn more about running Zoom meetings, especially Terry Ann Porter, who led the way as our Zoom master. Thank you to everyone else that participated, either as a contestant, audience member, or a functionary. Congratulations to Franklin Ruff on winning first place at our district contest. And we wish you the best as the regional quarterfinals approach. With the social distancing orders comes the ability to reach out to more members for training sessions. On May 16th, just last week, and Dr. Mark Johnson coordinated an excellent virtual Training the Trainer event. We had several presenters in addition to Mark Johnson, and we even had a few people from India participate. We have also been directed by Toastmasters International that our summer club officer training should be held virtually as well. We will have our main TLI on Saturday, July 18th. So mark the date now and encourage your new slate of officers and members to attend. We will likely have another club officer training on a weeknight in late July or early August, but we really encourage you to attend that big event on July 18th. Watch for more information to be communicated soon about those events. I want to congratulate the 16 clubs who have achieved distinguished, select distinguished, or president's distinguished status. There are still just under 6 weeks left for our other clubs to attain that status. But that means continuing to work on recruiting new members and turning in education awards. I know the last 2 months have been difficult, and it's been difficult getting new members. I applaud the clubs that have been meeting virtually. If your club needs help meeting virtually, please reach out to either your area director, club or division director, or any of the district trio, and we'll gladly help you get up and going. It's in your club's best interest to continue working on your goals to create an inviting atmosphere where guests will want to join and members will want to continue giving speeches and participating in meetings. As you know, come July 1st, Pathways will be the only education program available to us for
Time's
credit.
up. That's time.
Thank you for all your service, Madam District Director.
Thank you, Program Quality Director Monroe. Our next report comes from, well, actually, please join me in welcoming our Club Growth Director, Christy Prophet, to present the Club Growth Director report. Christy?
Hello, thank you, Madam District Director, and thank you everyone for attending this evening. We did have 4 new clubs that chartered this year, and we even had a club that chartered during this situation that we're currently in. And I do want to thank all of the efforts and hard work of all of the sponsors and mentors that helped get these meetings up and running. I know that it is a labor of love to help get a meeting chartered. Sometimes it is something that takes quite a while to do. Sometimes they happen very quickly. You just don't know till you get involved. But thank you to everyone that has helped with that. We do have 8 that are currently in the pipeline that are potential new members. 2 of them have already purchased their application to organize. So we do have 2 that are really working hard towards getting chartered, and then a few more that are also on the cusp of that. 2 of them are corporate clubs. The other 6 could possibly be community clubs. I will say that some of them are in very rural areas of Kansas, and they may be a challenge, but I think the district is up for that challenge to help them possibly get chartered, and I will reach out to those division and area directors as well to let them know in those areas that it's applicable to. I also really enjoyed meeting with companies this year and meeting with decision makers to sell this product, to sell this service. Toastmasters is easy to sell. I enjoyed it, and it's been a lot of fun, and I really have enjoyed this role as your Club Growth Director. We also had a little issue with getting paid clubs this time around, so we are a little bit behind where we were at this time last year, and I think having the ability to pay our club dues online would help as well, and I think that's something that's supposed to be happening soon with Toastmasters International, possibly by the end of this calendar year. That would be nice. One other thing I wanted to just mention is club coaching. We do struggle with a lot of clubs that are eligible for club coaches. Many of you that are on this call today may be eligible as well. It's 12 or fewer paid members. That is something that I want to continue to help the next person with. It is a huge thing that we need to take on in this district. Right now we have 59.8% of our clubs eligible for a club coach. So that's something that we want to continue to work on. And I really want to appreciate and thank everyone that helped with kickoff meetings, sponsoring and mentoring new clubs, and want to thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Club Growth Director Prophet. Please join me in welcoming Public Relations Manager, Diana Van Sickle, to present the Public Relations Report.
Hi, this is Diana, and we've had a fairly busy year, although the end of the year has been interesting regarding communications and interactions as we're all experiencing how things have changed with everybody staying at home. Through the year, the focus has been on improving consistency and accuracy in messages and communications, and we've been sending out announcements several times each month throughout the year to make sure our members are informed of what's going on in the district. Several educational VP PR webinars have been held to educate our VP PRs in the individual clubs on how to use Meetup, recommendations on open houses, and an integrated communications plan and how that helps to support a club. We've also been investigating and making updates on the website on the communications team, and looked at ways to update the website to make it so that it'll grow more effectively and better support the district. Preliminary planning has been done on that, and there's a committee put in place to work on the website update, which will occur through in the 2020 and 2021 Toastmaster year. And I believe that's all I have as a report. Thank you.
Thank you, Public Relations Manager Van Sickle. Please join me in welcoming Division T Director Shed Mayberry to present the Division T report.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Madam District Director. The Division T report, we have 16 clubs in good standing. We did build two new clubs this year, this past Toastmasters year. We have completed 3 areas out of 4 have completed their club visits. And we're looking for that 4th area to complete theirs by the end of this month to make our division all in compliance with our club visits. And it's just been a privilege to host and support the members of Division T this past year, and looking forward to another successful year next year. Vanguards, continue to fight, tip of the spear. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Division T Director Mayberry. Please join me in welcoming Division A Director Linda Poles to present the Division A report.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Division A was taken by surprise with the COVID virus, but I am thrilled at the way Division A has taken the lead in holding club meetings virtually. Most of the clubs are continuing to hold successful meetings on Zoom. Some of the corporate clubs have their own system that they're using, their own platform to hold meetings. Some of the clubs that are struggling are the corporate clubs. We need to address that, of course, before the end of the year. But I am really thrilled with the way that the clubs have taken this challenge on, and they're having successful meetings. In fact, I think the members are excited about this. I personally would like to see us continue in some fashion using the virtual meetings, because it's something that's done in business routinely. And I think that would be a boon for the Toastmasters to keep people trained in this venue. I'm looking forward to the new year and the new division directors, the new district leaders, to take this on and just continue this, because this has been a challenge, but it's also been very exciting and keeping us up to date. Thank you.
Thank you, Division A Director Poles. Please join me in welcoming Division L Director David McCoy to present the Division L report.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. First of all, I would like to start off by thanking my 3 area directors, Alex Welch, David Wooden, and Randy Mackey. They've done a tremendous job this year, and they get all the credit for anything that has successfully happened in Division L. We have met all of the requirements that we control. Our biggest challenge is membership. Just about all of our clubs have met the distinguished level if it were not for the membership requirements. So again, congratulations to Alex, David, and Randy. You guys did a tremendous job this year.
Thank you, Division L Director McCoy. Please join me in welcoming Division K Director Kevin Farnham to present the Division K report.
Thank you, District Director Stephanie. Fellow Toastmasters, it's been quite a up and down year. We started off with a bang by helping to co-host the largest TLI the district has ever put on. Thought that was very successful. However, since the COVID virus has impacted us just like everybody else, and our division had quite a few corporate clubs through layoffs and through furloughs. They've lost a lot of members on a number of these clubs. So we've had a number of clubs fold and a number that I expect will fold by the end of this Toastmaster year. I would like to thank the area directors. We lost one at the middle of the year, and Peter Pizer, our area director, stepped up to take on 2 areas and completed all of his reports for the entire year. Austin Morgan unfortunately had some surgery the middle of the year, but the second half of the year he's got all his reports completed. So at least we're fully complete with our second half club visits, and we hope that things will change for the next year, and maybe some of these corporate clubs will come back and get their clubs back and going. So we cross our fingers and we hope for the best for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Division K Director Farnham. Please join me in welcoming Division E Director Samantha Cook to present the Division E report.
Thank you, Stephanie and Toastmasters. I'm pleased to say in Division E for exceptional. We may not be Vanguard, but we're exceptional. We have 17 clubs. There's a few of them do need to get to their 8 paid members yet, but we're working, our area directors are working on that. We do have 4 clubs with distinguished or better status. One of them does have all 10 goals met, that is articulators. So a special acknowledgement to articulators. The area directors met together with me on Monday and do plan to have all the reports complete by the end of the month. And we do have a new club, I believe, in E54 that Ricky Walker made me aware of. Outspoken Club is reestablishing and now has 12 paid members. I also would like to thank all my wonderful area directors, and that is Rick Chandler, Eduardo Vivas, with Marla, his cohort, Dennis Baby, and Jerome, who is helping out Dennis, and Ricky Walker. They've all done a phenomenal job, been highly engaged, and have helped make this division a success. Lastly, I was asked to present a question to the district by my area directors, and that is, how can we have the opportunity to operate in a hybrid mode where some companies are starting to have folks come in person and others are not. And there could be opportunities in remote areas where we might have situations for meetings with both people in person as well as Zoom. So wanted to understand what efforts are being made in that regard to hybrid meetings. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Division E Director Cook. Do you mind if I address that at the end of the meeting?
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, thank you. Please join me in welcoming Division R Director Dan Arbuckle to present the Division R report.
Thank you, Madam District Director. In Division R, we unfortunately have 4 clubs that are below the 8-member threshold, 2 of which hopefully will be at 8 soon. The other 2 I don't have quite as high hopes for. On the other hand, we have a few clubs that are doing fantastic on new members. It'd be great to pick their brains and get them to share their secrets with those clubs that are struggling. We have 2 clubs that are select distinguished, one that's president's distinguished. As others have pointed out, it's the area directors that do all the heavy lifting. And I have 4 fantastic area directors, and Barb, Jerome, Rick, and Susan. Jerome and Rick are actually doing double duty in E and R both. So without them, none of this would be possible. And that is all I have to offer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Division R Director Arbuckle. And finally, please join me in welcoming Division S Director Terry Burns to present the Division S report. And hopefully his audio is working. I am gathering that Terry's audio and visual is not working. So we will pass on his report at the moment, and he'll provide that in writing, and we'll post that out on the district website for you to review. We'll now go into the district leadership report and election of our district officers. Yay! Please welcome 2019-2020 District Leadership Committee Chair, Distinguished Toastmaster David Whitner, to present the committee's report.
Thank you, Madam District Director. Let me make sure I'm not muted. Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you, District Director Schrader. It has been a privilege to serve as the District Leadership Committee Chair this year. In the words of, attributed to John Quincy Adams, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. It was the task of the committee assembled of Justice Anderson, Motivational Strategies Level 3, Distinguished Toastmaster Kevin Farnham, Distinguished Toastmaster Clarice Maysberg, Distinguished Toastmaster Paul McDonald, and Distinguished Toastmaster Andre Red to assemble, who will inspire to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more for our district leaders, because after all, Toastmasters is where leaders are made. So the members of this committee, again, were Justice Anderson, Clarice Maysberg, Andre Red, Kevin Farnham, and Paul McDonald. The District Leadership Committee submits the following district leader nominations: for District Director, Joanne Monroe; for Program Quality Director, Christy Profit; for Club Growth Director, Dan Arbuckle; for Club Growth Director, April Hendrickson; for Division T Director, Shed Mayberry; for Division A Director, Aman Bhatt; for Division L Director, Rick Chandler; for Division K Director, Peter Pizer; for Division R Director, Jerome Montgomery; for Division S Director, Scott Caldwell. District Director Schrader, that concludes my report on behalf of the District Leadership Committee.
Thank you, District Leadership Chair David Whitner. Being on the District Leadership Committee requires an extensive time commitment and proper evaluation of candidate assessments and interviews. Thank you to all the District Leadership Committee members who devoted time to be part of this very important process. Fellow Toastmasters, you have heard the report of the District Leadership Committee. Each candidate will be allocated up to 2 minutes to introduce himself or herself. The timers will show timing colors as follows: green at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5 minutes, red at 2 minutes. When the 2 minutes has expired, the timers will begin the applause. There is only one contested office, at the time for nominations from the floor have expired. We will elect the contested office first. Now let's look at the speakers. So our first speaker for Division S Director is Scott Caldwell. Please help me welcome Scott Caldwell.
Good evening, everyone. And so nice to invite you into my office here in Springfield, Missouri. I'm the S73 director in Springfield, and I have to tell you honestly, Toastmasters has changed my life. It changed my life in so many ways. I know that now serving is really what we do the best. I've had an opportunity to do some amazing things, but more so than anything else, I am so thankful for the direction we're going. It was by accident that we got into virtual meetings, but it was a good thing. And now here we are and we move forward. It's phenomenal. I have 15 clubs in the region that I will be helping with, and I'm looking forward to connecting with all of them. And I think the one common thing that we all need more of is fluid communication between clubs. That creates growth, that creates happiness. And I can't wait to see you all again in person. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Scott. Please help me welcome Division R Director Candidate, Jerome Montgomery. Samantha, is Jerome still in the room?
Double check.
He's there.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, thanks, Jerome.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thank you all for your time and efforts. This is a pandemic time, but through every seed of adversity, there's a opportunity for growth and larger benefit. I may have butchered that quote, but you all get my gist. And what I like and love most about this time is that this is an opportunity for us to come closer together. I mean, we've hit record numbers as far as I can tell as being in Toastmasters for contests, people being on this call, and us being able to come together. So being able to share this experience with others is something that we are going to be able to take to the next level. We've discussed earlier about having hybrid clubs, and this is just going to be our hybrid meetings, rather. I misspoke. I apologize. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, just being able to bring this element and this product to people to help benefit them for their better endeavors, their personal development, their professional development, and just helping them grow as individuals and helping them teach others through this platform how to become better people. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerome. Please help me welcome Division K Director Peter Pizer. And in case anybody is wondering, we are just doing the 2-minute interview right now, and then we will get into the contested election and follow up with the elections for the other offices as well. So, Peter?
Thank you, Madam District Director. How many of us remember the good old days, say early 2020? Our biggest challenge, remember, was getting ready for pathways. Suddenly, along came pandemic, that is. Crisis always creates opportunity. We found ourselves in a pickle. No face-to-face meetings. Now, as a professional speaker in the field of change management, I know that these times require the best of leaders. Fortunately, we found them. Overnight, Toastmasters International went to virtual meetings. In our district, Stephanie and her team of magicians launched a rapid response. Just when things seemed darkest, she produced a magic wand, Zoom. Our urgent quest is to find relevancy in this emerging world. As you would expect, there were challenges. We've met them all. Speech contests, conferences, and train the trainer all work and work well. Now we face a critical choice. The world will never be what it was once. Thankfully, we've been provided with a strong team and with powerful tools. Our call is to create a new generation of Toastmasters by mentoring our clubs into a new shared reality. Keep this in mind. Although much is different, our mission is unchanged. We empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. As a district, we build new clubs and support all clubs. At the club level, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience that empowers members to develop communication and leadership skills. Friends, partner with us as we continue our role as the first choice provider of dynamic, high-valued experiential communication and leadership development. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Please join me in welcoming Division L Director Candidate, Rick Chandler.
Thank you, Stephanie. Most of you know me, Division L, less talk, more doing. We're going to get out there and help our clubs rebuild. It's that simple. We look forward to having your help. Thanks.
Thank you, Rick. Please help me welcome Division A Director Candidate, Aman Bhatt.
Good evening, district leaders, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. I am Aman Bhatt. I have been a Toastmaster for almost 3 years now. Since the beginning of my journey in Toastmaster, I have been involved extensively in leadership roles. I have served as club officer, district leader, leader for Youth Gavel Club. I have also extensively worked with club growth and division directors to form new clubs and mentor them. I'm currently serving as area director in District 50. As I just moved to Kansas before 3 months, I decided to serve District 22 as Division A Director. This has been a year of exciting challenges, and the year ahead looks to be the same. I'm looking forward to building on this year's successes and promoting further development and growth for the club, leaders, and members in the division. I consider myself as a servant leader, and I'm excited to embrace change in this challenging environment, motivate members, and connect in large capacity to fulfill their personal goals as a speaker and leader in Toastmaster. Now, I cannot do this alone. Hence, today I ask for your support. Help me help you create a strong division, a strong district, and fulfill all the member goals that new members come with when they first join Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Aman. Please join me in welcoming Division T Director Candidate, Shed Mayberry.
Good evening, Madam District Director and fellow Toastmasters. I am Shed, for those of you that do not know me, I'm Shed Mayberry, the Division T, current Division T Director, and hopefully to be the next year Division T Director. When I went on my venture last year as a Division T Director, I had 3 goals. One was to build better communication across the division, not only internally, but also with me up to the district and down to my area directors and down to the club officers. I hope that I've accomplished those goals this past year and to make them better in 2020 to 2021. My second goal was to be more available to all the members of Division T. My standard was if you used to send me a question, to give me 48 hours to answer that question. And I hope that I've achieved that goal also this past year. My last goal was to make Division T the example for the District 22 and for all the divisions out there. We've had a lot of firsts this year. We were the first division to complete our international contest. We were the first division to start up 2 new clubs this past year, and the first 2 to have 16 clubs in good standing. Thanks to all those members and to the area directors for their great communication over this past year. I am a caveman in technology, but I've attended more than 20 club meetings and 17 different club meetings since we started in Zoom. I've even attended a district contest in Germany. So even though I'm a caveman, I've taken on the technology. And I asked everyone to do that. I am an in-person type person, and I can't wait to go back in-person meetings so I can feel and look the person in the eyes and get the feedback and evaluation that we so cravely enjoy.
Time's up.
Thank you. Looking forward to another year. Vanguards.
Thank you, Shed. Please join me in welcoming Club Growth Director candidate Dan Arbuckle.
Thank you for this opportunity to share. I've served in every Toastmaster club office except secretary and treasurer over the past 6 years. I performed the duties of those club officers, but I have not actually had those titles. Been an area director, a division director, and I've tried to be helpful to the district when I can. That being said, there's still a lot I need to learn as a Toastmaster and a leader. I relish the opportunity to serve the district as club growth director and work with my fellow Toastmasters and current and past district officers to try to be the best possible club growth director I can be. If elected, my goal is to get us back to where we were last year. Our club numbers have definitely declined with the current situation. We had 103, we currently show 79 in good standing. Getting back to par doesn't necessarily seem like a wonderful goal, but I think that would be a very solid achievement. If elected, I will definitely reach out to everyone that I possibly can to find every tip and trick to help our clubs that are struggling, as well as to go and gain new clubs. I thank you all for your opportunity, the opportunity to share with you this evening. And unlike most elections, whether you choose to vote for me, which I would love for you to, or you vote for April, we will have a good quality person as our club growth director. You don't always get that out of an election these days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, candidate Arbuckle. Please join me in welcoming Club Growth Director candidate April Hendrickson.
Thank you, District Director Stephanie. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you,
thank
April.
you. Thank you. What I bring to the table is my experience as going through the trio at in 2015 on up as club. I was area director, division director, club growth director, program quality, and district director. I think that the experience that I have gained through all of those and the leadership skills that I have coming through up through the district will give to the district just my knowledge and my gift of networking. I have really gained a lot of friendships through the years that I've been in Toastmasters, and also just through helping Christy this year as club extension chair. I have gotten to know the new leads that have come into the district, and definitely have saw the different way that we actually recruit and go on marketing visits. It's just a different way of doing that. So I ask for your vote this time, and definitely whoever wins, Dan or I, are both very qualified. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Hendrickson. Please join me in welcoming Program Quality Director candidate Christy Profit.
Thank you, Madam District Director. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I just have a question. Why am I here? Why are you here? I'm here because I get a lot out of this. I find value in my time with Toastmasters. If I did not find value, I would not be sitting here today. I have not been in Toastmasters that long, but I immediately saw the value that it could provide for me professionally and even personally. I've really enjoyed it. I want to continue moving up in leadership, but what I want to do is help others find that value. How can we get other leaders to step up and take on those challenges that many of us are doing currently? When would you like to become not only a leader, but a leader of leaders? And that's what Toastmasters has done for me. I've been a leader, but now I'm a leader of leaders, and it's taken me out of my comfort zone. It's helped me, and I look forward to helping with the education in our district next year and the contest, the conference, everything else that's involved in this role. And I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Candidate Profit. Please join me in welcoming District Director candidate Joanne Monroe.
Thank you, District Director Schrader. I've had an interesting year as Program Quality Director for District 22, but I look forward to the even more opportunity to serve this year, or serve your district as your District Director. I have been in Toastmasters for 9 years this month, and I've continued to grow in my communication and leadership skills with every meeting and event I attend. It is my vision for you, each of you, to continue to grow your communication and leadership skills, to reach your Toastmaster goals, and to become leaders in your clubs, in the district, and in your everyday life and career. As District Director, my responsibilities will include supervising and guiding all the district directors to ensure their success. I want to provide fiduciary responsibility for the district's financial resources to benefit you, the members, supporting clubs and their membership to reach their goals related to education, membership, and training, and be adaptable and willing to change when needed to serve the needs of the members. It's important to the district that we work together to ensure all Toastmasters find value through well-planned events and communication. Quality education is of utmost importance to Toastmaster retention and success. I look forward to working with each of you to rebound from the challenges we have faced due to the COVID-19 and to work together to make our clubs and districts strong again. Thank you for the honor to serve as your District Director for 2020-21. Madam District Director.
Your candidate Monroe. Now, for the office of Club Growth Director, these names have been placed in nomination. Distinguished Toastmaster Dan Arbuckle, Distinguished Toastmaster April Hendrickson. The election process for the office of Club Growth Director will now begin. Each candidate is entitled to, oh, they've already made their speech. The voting will now begin for the office of Club Growth Director.
Do I need to share your screen or something at this point?
You can pull up the agenda, because now what we're going to do while that election is going on is I will talk about the other ones that are uncontested.
Okay.
Madam District Director, we do have a couple of individuals that are indicating they did not get the ballot.
They did not receive it through an email?
Correct.
Can you please have them send their name in the chat to Dan Jarman so that we can validate if they are an officer that is eligible for a vote?
Yes. So for the individuals indicating they do not have that, please send a private chat to Dan Jarman, J-A-R-M-I-N.
J-A-R-M-A-N. Mistake I often make. As those of you are voting on the contested election, we will discuss for the office of District Director, Joanne Monroe has been placed in nomination. Unless there are objections, Joanne Monroe will be declared the winner. If there are objections, please type your name and club name or number into the chat feature and wait to be recognized. There is a question from Karen Bryce about floor nominations. The rules this year are that to be a floor nominated candidate, you had to have applied and gone through the leadership committee process. So there are no floor nominations inside this meeting. As there are no objections, we will dispense with the secret ballot, and Joanne Monroe is elected district director by unanimous consent. Congratulations, District Director Joanne Monroe, incoming. And Terry Ann, as we go through these, is it possible that you could highlight the person? I'm not sure how possible that is for you to do. Congratulations, Joanne.
Not while I'm sharing the screen, I cannot know.
Okay, and then you can stop sharing. I don't think we need that at the moment.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations.
For the office of Program Quality Director, Christy Prophet has been placed in nomination. If there are no objections, unless there are objections, Christy Prophet will be declared the winner. If there are objections, please type your name, club name, or number into the chat feature and wait to be recognized. As there are no objections, we will dispense with the secret ballot, and Christy Prophet is elected Program Quality Director by unanimous consent. I declare Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Christy Prophet. Congratulations, Christy. Oh, yes. Let's have the parade wave. For the office of Division T Director, Shed Mayberry has been placed in nomination. Unless there are objections, Shed Mayberry will be declared the winner. If there are objections, please type your name and club name or number into the chat feature and wait to be recognized. As there are no objections, we will dispense with the secret ballot, and Shed Mayberry is elected Division T Director by unanimous consent. I declare Division T Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Shed Mayberry. Vanguard, congratulations. For the office of Division A Director, Amin Bhatt has been placed in nomination. Unless there are objections, Amin Bhatt will be declared the winner. If there are objections, please type your name and club name or number into the chat feature and wait to be recognized. As there are no objections, we will dispense with the secret ballot, and Shed Mayberry is elected Division T Director by Amon Bott is elected as Division A Director by unanimous consent. I declare Division A Director Amon Bott Thank you, Amon. For the office of Division L Director, Rick Chandler has been placed in nomination. Unless there are objections, Rick Chandler will be declared the winner. If there are objections, please type your name and club name or number into the chat feature and wait to be recognized. As there are no objections, we will dispense with the secret ballot, and Rick Chandler is elected Division L Director by unanimous consent. I declare Division L Director Rick Chandler. For the office of Division K Director, Peter Pizer has been placed in nomination. Unless there are objections, Peter Pizer will be declared the winner. If there are objections, please type your name and club name or number into the chat feature and wait to be recognized. As there are no objections, we will dispense with the secret ballot, and Peter Pizer is elected Division K Director by unanimous consent. I declare Division K Director Peter Pizer. For the office of Division R Director, Jerome Montgomery has been placed in nomination. Unless there are objections, Jerome Montgomery will be declared the winner. If there are objections, please type your name and club name or number into the chat feature and wait to be recognized. As there are no objections, we will dispense with the secret ballot, and Jerome Montgomery is elected Division R Director. I declare Division R Director Jerome Montgomery. For the office of Division S Director, Scott Caldwell has been placed in nomination. Unless there are objections, Scott Caldwell will be declared the winner. If there are objections, please type your name and club name or number into the chat feature and wait to be recognized. As there are no objections, we will dispense with the secret ballot and name Scott Caldwell is elected Division S Director by unanimous consent. I declare Division S Director Scott Caldwell. Dan Jarman, do we have results for the Club Growth Director? If you could type that to me in the chat.
I'm still working on it. I'm trying to field responses, and we currently have 70 of 92 ballots submitted. Please check the email that you registered to attend this event with, or the email that you have registered with your club on Toastmasters International? If that's not an email you normally use, that's the one you need to check anyway.
And while we're waiting for the remaining votes to come in, let me talk about some announcements. The installation of the new officers that are elected today will be held during the next District Executive Committee meeting on May 26, 2020. It will begin at 8 p.m. As our officer reports were delivered today, they will not be given on that meeting. Instead, we will use that agenda to do the officer installations, and a speech will be given from the incoming district director and the outgoing district director. If you are not a member of the District Executive Committee, watch your email. We will send a link out like we did today to YouTube live streaming. And I'll talk a little bit about what Samantha had talked about, the hybrid clubs. As the local and state guidelines are modified for meeting in person, please consider how your club wants to move going forward. As a consideration, you can look at doing a hybrid club, one that meets in person and virtually as a combination. You can have up to 50 people, 50% of your members meet virtually to be a hybrid club. So those are things that you need to take back to your club officers to discuss and to vote on with your membership. With that, we do encourage you to be safe and follow appropriate social distancing and wash your hands diligently.
Stephanie, we do have a question in the chat.
Bylaws do not need to be, well, actually, Kevin, you may want to look at your club bylaws to see if they state that they are an in-person club. And yes, if you choose to be hybrid and it's not in your bylaws now, you may want to consider in the officer meeting to revise those to say that you will be a hybrid club. Those of you that are meeting online now, you need to go into Toastmasters International and document there that you are meeting online. And I do have from our parliamentarian, the addendum to the Constitution does need to be changed to allow online meetings. So please look at those in your club level, and you may need to look at that and amend those as appropriate. As we're waiting also, I would like to encourage each of you to reach outside of your own club, attend some of these other virtual clubs. It is really fun. I've been in one day to Wichita and St. Joseph, Missouri. As a matter of fact, in a matter of 5 minutes, I went from Wichita to St. Joseph, Missouri. I'm having a contest mainly with Shed Mayberry on how many different virtual club meetings I can attend on my spare time. Well, there is no spare time. I'm making time to go do it. Anybody that has not been set up for Zoom, please contact your area and/or division directors to help you get set up with Zoom. The district purchased 7 additional Zoom accounts specifically to help us get through the pandemic and beyond. So we do anticipate that throughout the rest of the year that we will use the Zoom platform for other meetings. For instance, the area council and the division council. We also can use that for training. If you have training that's needed in your clubs, then you will need to do that as well. Oh my goodness. I'm going to need to exit full screen and go to my email and cast my vote. One moment, please. Wow, that is indication that your vote counts. And I have now voted. Yay. As Joanne mentioned earlier, our Toastmaster Leadership Institute will be held remote, virtual. We will have one large event that will be for the entire district. That will be July 18th. Is that correct, Joanne? Please mark that on your calendars now. That is the main event. Make sure that your incoming officers know that date as well. Once you have elected your officers for the new year, make sure that you go out quickly and register those on Toastmasters International as your new officers. We did have a Train the Trainer event where we did have presentations from multiple people across the district to show us their presentation skills. If you are interested in presenting at the Toastmasters Leadership Institute or at any other training event going forward, please reach out to, for the Toastmasters Leader Institute, reach out to Joanne Monroe for the July event and Christy Profit. Their emails are available on the district website. We certainly want to see some new people come out and show us how dynamic our training can be going forward. We've worked the last couple of years to really make some improvements on how we present training, how we get our presenters ready for training, and to make sure that the content delivered to you is relevant and useful for you as officers. We also ask that if you do have specific suggestions on what you would like to have for training in the future, please reach out to the District 22 email address and let us know. That's at d22.toastmasters@gmail.com. I'm about to bite my fingernails. Make sure you have checked your spam folder if you have not received your ballot. It will go to the registered email that you have with Toastmasters International, and I believe there may be one or two people that gave a specific other email that was sent to our election assistants specifically. The email also comes from District Toastmasters District 22, and the subject says, "Vote now." It was sent at 7:45 p.m. So if you want to check that time frame, hopefully you didn't receive too many emails from 7:45 to now. Unless you're really popular, which might be the case. If any of you know of a new club that's wanting to get started, be sure you let your area director, division director, or Christy Prophet know. We've had several clubs that chartered this year that we didn't know about. So if you hear of one, be sure that you let us know so that we can make sure that we get the appropriate people involved to get them their paperwork filled out, and so that we can get them chartered and become an active club. All officers that are elected this evening will assume their duties on July 1st, 2020. Their training will be held virtual on June 20th, 2020. For any questions, please email Joanne Monroe, who is our current Program Quality Director in charge of that training. And everybody has checked their email that is, oh. David, can you explain what your question is?
Just a moment, David, I will unmute you.
No, I didn't have a question. I was answering Annette Rudy's, excuse me. She said, is there a mechanism for closing the vote? And I don't know if a motion to suspend the rules would work, but I think we're over the 2/3 vote required, and I think that's where she's coming from, but I'll let Annette speak on that.
Okay. Is that what you were meaning, Annette? Do we need to make a motion to?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that we're not going to receive 100% of the votes. And so is there a mechanism for deciding that we're done waiting? I mean, there are people saying they didn't get their link, and so they're not going to be able to vote unless we're going to be here till midnight figuring it out.
And I appreciate everybody's attendance and participation. And I do believe that we are going to have to close out the voting for Club Growth Director. Dan, can you text me an update on the voting, please? As you can tell, our first time for this can be a challenge, and I appreciate everybody's patience. Our next district council meeting will be in September. The date has not yet been set, but we will send out information and communication regarding that meeting. We have the results for Club Growth Director. I declare elected Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Dan Arbuckle. Congratulations, Dan. Congratulations, everybody. As we have completed our business, unless there is objection, the 2020 District 22 Council meeting will be adjourned. If you have an objection, please type your name and club name or number into the chat and wait to be recognized. I see no objection. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for attending.